Hey everyone, I'm Droop, and this is the Droop Show. It's a podcast about nothing and everything, both at the same time. So if you're into hopscotch or extreme frisbee, you may or may not hear it here on the Droop Show. The Droop Show is going to live stream on Twitch on Wednesdays at 7 p.m. Central Time, and is going to hit all social media and podcast platforms the Friday after it streams. So it's Greg. He's back with us like he will be every week. And then we have a great guest for y'all this week. His name's Jake. He's a CPT with the National Exercise Trainers Association. He's a great friend of ours, a handsome young man, and he has a great beard. So Jake, how's it going, man?
Everything's going good. How about y'all?
Oh man, good. You looking good.
Appreciate it, man.
Look like you're staying fit.
Doing my best, man. These times are making me think outside the box with the things that I'm doing, but I'm getting it done for at least for the most part.
Yeah, me too. I'm into fitness. I try to fit a lot of food into my mouth.
Yeah.
So if you tuned in for the Droop Show last week, I know y'all heard Greg and I talk about Tiger King a little bit. We might talk about Tiger King a little bit, probably the whole show. But anyway, so we'll probably just talk about Tiger King for this whole show as well. No.
It's the Tiger King podcast.
Yeah, that's all. The Tiger King news, brand new news from the Tiger King. As I was scrolling through the internet in my spare time in the last week, I seen two famous people talk about Tiger King. Prince William, he said, his direct quote was, he heard it was funny, but indirect quote, not word for word, but he heard it was funny, but he stays away from shows about royalty. Which probably, he probably seen it. He just don't want to say nothing. The person that everybody cares about is Coach O, the head coach for the LSU football Tigers, said that there was only one true Tiger King, and he was about to get drafted, and this was Thursday night. Last Thursday night. And
go Tigers.
Go Tigers. And as everybody knows, Joe Burrow went first in the NFL draft overall. So, as LSU football fans, I know everybody was pretty happy with that.
My wife was pretty happy with that. Her team's the Cincinnati Bengals.
Yeah, so Joe Burrow is going to lead the Cincinnati Bengals. He gets to wear some new stripes, orange and black. Greg, you excited?
Yeah, no, I think he's going to do awesome, man. I think he's probably going to hit the ground running. I don't think he'll really miss a beat. The dude's preparation and everything is out of this world, man.
Jake, you think he's going to hit the ground running?
I hope so, man. I think if they put some talent behind him, I think he can do big things.
See, I think Tyler Boyd's going to do well. I think Joe Burrow and Tyler Boyd's going to do super well. Tyler Boyd had 1,000 yards last year with Ryan Finley and Andy Dalton, so he's going to do well. AJ Green is AJ Green, but he's got a good pedigree, but he might not do well at all. But the rest of the team's really not that great. So
I mean, they're not fantastic, but for where they placed last year and how they look last year, I mean, they're really not that many tools away from being an awesome team. I don't think they're kind of in like a rebuild type of situation. I think they just need to get a couple, maybe one or two more guys in place, and it should be night and day difference.
I don't know. You don't get the first pick in the draft from being good.
Yeah, but you might get it for just making the attempt to get it.
No. So I think the second player, Chase Young, he's a monster, man.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Defensive end from Ohio State. That dude's huge, fast.
Yeah, he's insane. He's a freak.
Yeah. I mean, the guy is just. Experts are comparing him to Julius Peppers, man. The guy's going to start his first day in practice. He has very little to learn. And just like Joe Burrow, I mean, Joe Burrow's from Ohio, so he gets to play where he grew up in Ohio. Chase Young gets to play close to Maryland where he grew up.
Yeah.
You know, and then we won't talk about football too much because this isn't a football podcast. But just to touch on a few other draft picks just in the first round, C.J. Henderson, for everybody's favorite team, Duval. He the best cornerback of the draft. I think he was better than Okuda. So do a lot of experts. Only thing is he had a little bit of trouble tackling. But I know there was a really good cornerback a long time ago who got into the Hall of Fame that had a little trouble tackling sometimes. So you don't have to know how to tackle to get into the Hall of Fame. And then let's go talk about the number 24 pick, Cesar Ruiz. He's an offensive lineman that the Saints picked up, their new center. He was really good with Michigan. The only thing is that they already have a center with Eric McCoy. So, but like Sean Payton said, that one of them is going to go to guard. They're not going to go after a guy that high in the first round and not have him start. So, he's definitely.
So, what pick in the first round scares y'all the most? Like, who got picked up at what value that scares y'all the most?
I think C.D. Lamb can really tear people apart. They got drafted to the Cowboys.
What pick was he?
I think he was
I can't remember
Cowboys first round pick. I don't know the exact number.
Yeah, so 17.
He's from OU. So I'm up here, and they love him, and I watched a little bit of his stuff, and
I think
he's pretty
Clyde
good.
Edwards-Helaire going to Kansas City in the last pick of the first round is going to be dirty.
Yeah,
That dude is a monster, man.
Man,
already on a powerful offense as well.
Yeah, Tristan Wirfs going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That dude is the most athletic person in the NFL draft, pound for pound.
Yeah.
I mean, he is insane, man. His vertical is 36.5 inches. That's higher than DeAndre Hopkins. That's higher than A.J. Green. That's higher than Amari Cooper. Yeah. Plus, he runs a 4.85 40, man, and he weighs 320 pounds. The dude's going to be a monster. He's going to Tampa Bay. You know who else is going to Tampa Bay?
No.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
6 times.
I just want to pretend like he's not.
6-time Super Bowl champion, the GOAT. You know who he's got with him?
Yeah.
Rob Gronkowski.
Wrong.
And then Mike Evans, over 1,000 receiving yards last year.
Yeah, they're going to be
Chris
insane.
Godwin, 1,300 receiving yards last year, number 3 in the NFL. With with Jameis Winston throwing the football, man.
You know what would make my day, though?
What's that?
They just start right out the gate, and they just fucking suck, dude. The whole season. Just straight all the way through. 100% suck.
They're not gonna. Tampa Bay is gonna win the Super Bowl this year. You heard it first on the Droop show. Their run defense is incredible.
No, their defense in general is insane.
Yeah, I mean and I'm not
but
even.
I just want Tom Brady to leave Belichick's side and just shit the bed.
Yeah.
That way everybody can stop calling him the best quarterback alive and just start calling Belichick the best coach alive.
Yeah, but that ain't gonna happen, man. These dudes are gonna be so good. And I'm not even a Bucs fan, and that's not even if the Brady Butch, if the Brady Butch came with him, it's over, man. I feel sorry for anybody who plays the Bucs twice a year.
Yeah, like the Saints.
Yeah, just like the Saints.
Yeah, Chase Young was an insane pickup too, and big. They had so much talent come out of LSU this year; it's insane. I think they tied Ohio State's total draft picks for the record. I think it was 14, right? Something like that. Yeah, 14. But I think I'm pretty sure when Ohio State did it, there was more rounds in the draft.
I know we were LSU was the first NCAA team with the first round, a number 1 pick in the WNBA, a number 1 pick in the NBA, number 1 pick in MLB, and a number 1 pick in the NFL. First NCAA team to do that, I believe.
Yeah, and LSU would have easily had 15. The only reason they didn't have 15 is because Randy Moss's son, Thaddeus Moss, I think he broke a bone in his foot. He ended up going free agent, but he's already signed. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he is.
And
But I mean, he should have been drafted.
and I'm about to say something really controversial here, but I think that the SEC broke the record for the most draft picks in the first 3 rounds of the NFL draft. So there is no better conference.
Yeah. Oh no.
You know,
I mean,
come mess with us, really.
anybody that says otherwise is just purely delusional.
Yeah, I mean, every year almost 2 teams in the playoffs. I mean, it's ridiculous. So, but anyway, while we're talking about sports, moving forward onto if you're trying to watch anything on TV right now in your spare time, The Last Dance. Have y'all heard about that?
Yep.
Jake, have you heard about The Last Dance?
No.
It's about Michael Jordan's last season with the Bulls.
Oh yeah. I seen something about that.
Man, they're releasing
Sports series that they're releasing 2 episodes a week.
2 episodes a week. They just came out with last weekend. They came out with 3 and 4. Well, I haven't watched any of it, so I'm not like up to date on it. But number 3 was about Dennis Rodman. Man, I was like infatuated with Dennis Rodman growing up, like just his weirdness, you know.
Yeah.
Like this dude used to show up, you know, red hair, pink hair. Went to Sonic in a wedding dress one time.
Mm-hmm.
And this was in the 90s, man. Nobody was doing that. This was like before, you know, all this. Plus, he was dating supermodels. Carmen Electra.
Yeah, Carmen Electra, man.
Didn't he date Jenny McCartney, too? Maybe not. I don't know about that. But I think he
dated Madonna, right?
I don't know. Did he?
I'm pretty sure that was the first one he dated.
Oh,
I think whenever he, like, she was the one that kind of, like, pushed him to, like, be public about it, like, his, you know, oddness. Like, he was always weird, but he just, you know, kind of kept it bottled up. After he started hanging out with Madonna, he just said, fuck it.
Yeah, and then he's like the most...
paint shit all over his head and all kind of shit.
Yeah, and then he's like the most unselfish basketball player who ever played the game. I mean...
He's on the ball best defensive player ever.
Yeah, I mean, 15 rebounds a game in that season.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and he averaged 5 points. You know, so he wasn't asking for the ball. He was literally taking the ball and giving it away.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you have Jordan and Pippen,
like,
I'd give the ball away, too. You know, that's...
Like, Jordan been an amazing player since he stepped foot in the NBA. I mean, even before then, you know, when he was in college and everything else. But, I think they lost either 2 or 3 years straight. They pretty much got wiped by
Detroit.
Detroit. Yeah, that's right.
Detroit, yeah. But, yeah.
But, dude, that whole team was like that.
Yeah, they
were not good basketball players. They were just physical as fuck. They were twice as big as every other team. And they just, I mean, they would fucking try to kill you.
Yeah, the bad boys. That's what the bad boys. But, you know, Gary Payton, you know, he was like, I couldn't do shit. I mean, Dennis Rodman was there and I couldn't do shit. I mean, he's an insane basketball player. So,
yeah. But that's when, after I think they lost the second year in a row to him, like in the playoffs. And that's when Michael Jordan, like, became such a good team. Well, they got another head coach, but put a lot of emphasis on team and everything. But, I mean, Michael Jordan was like an extra coach. I guess after practice and stuff, he would make the guys stay and shoot and play one-on-one and shit like that. And they all started hitting the weight room. None of those guys on that team had ever hit the weight room at any point in their career, college or high school or, you know, up until that point.
Talking about with the Bulls?
Yeah.
Really?
Most basketball players didn't weight train back then, but they had to, you know, compete with guys with teams like that, man.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch the first year. I mean, I didn't watch any of it. I just read a bunch of interviews with, you know, the Dennis Rodman people.
Some of it's on there, but a lot of it's on their they're like 30 for 30s. Like Dennis Rodman's 30 for 30 is amazing, man. It really goes
I'm supposed to check
into like what he had going on in his life that like kind of pushed him to be the, you know, the way he is and his oddities and stuff. I mean, he had a crazy ass upbringing, you know.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, so like I read that so when he was dating Carmen Electra, he took her into like the Bulls arena when it was empty, and they just ate popsicles and just had sex everywhere.
Yeah.
Like
I know he asked for a vacation and they wouldn't give him a vacation, and he kept on and on and on. Finally, they gave him 48 hours, so he hopped on a plane, went to Vegas, and I don't think he showed up for like 5 days. And finally, Michael Jordan went and got him, and Carmen Electra was like hiding under the covers and shit because she didn't want him to see him.
Yeah, I read that too. Yeah,
Yeah, that dude
anyway.
is something else, man.
That
But
dude
whenever he's asking for a vacation, like the only reason they didn't give it to him because Jordan's like, dude, if you let this guy go, he's not coming back. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened.
Well, my thing is though, like, if you're a basketball player, you shouldn't be able to take a vacation during the season
Well, I think
anyway.
like he really didn't start stepping up and becoming like a really good team player. I mean, he's always a great defensive player, but he had to step up whenever Pittman was hurt. Whenever he had that well, he kind of used his surgery to try to get money because he was like the second best player in the league, and he was so underpaid, man.
Yeah,
but he
'cause he
signed
was-
like a 10-year contract for some kind of stupid money. So he's trying to leverage his contract with his injury and everything. And whenever that happened, then they needed him to step up. As soon as Pittman came back from the injury and started playing again, that's when he's like, all right, I'm going to Vegas.
Yeah.
My job's been done.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. 2 more episodes drop this week. Be 5 and 6, right? Maybe 1, 2. Yeah, so 5 and 6 drop this weekend. Another really cool show. Wrestling fans, if you were into old school wrestling, Dark Side of the Ring, I've watched the first 2 episodes of that. Y'all wrestling fans at all? Jake?
When I was a kid.
When I was a kid, yeah, used to watch it.
Old school. So this is old school wrestling. First episode was about Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, Macho Man. The second episode was about Bret Hart, man. But that first episode with Macho Man was insane. I mean, this dude, just his whole.
Probably a lot of cocaine and hookers.
They didn't really show a lot of cocaine and hookers, but man, just like they did show. I'm not gonna go into a lot about it, but they did show the one part where he got bit on TV by the King Cobra, by Jake the Snake's King Cobra, and he's like all nervous, like the night or 2 nights before. So he goes into Jake the Snake's dressing room. And he's like, "Is the snake fixed, man? Is the snake fixed?" And he says, "Yes, fucking fixed. It's a King Cobra. You think I just carry around a King Cobra?" He's like, well, maybe you should have the snake bite you first. So anyway, so the snake bites him, and he's like, man, Anyway, the show's fucking cool, and it goes into wrestling and how crazy wrestling was back in the day, and I can't wait to watch the 3rd episode. But supposedly the best episodes are the Chris Benoit episodes, and they're coming up, so something cool to check out. I know there's a bunch of wrestling fans out there. I'm not really into the new wrestling, but the old wrestling, I used to watch a lot of the old wrestling. So
Yeah, I imagine it's probably kids and then people that grew up whenever it was huge, like back then, Macho Man and stuff like that, and they have kids that are old enough to get into it.
yeah, well, I mean, Macho Man,
That's like,
Macho Man
I
was
don't imagine
big.
there's a bunch of single adults with no kids or anything that's still keeping up with wrestling.
Oh, that's probably the only ones keeping up with wrestling. But no, but I mean, like the wrestlers that they're showing now are the big ones that you remember. Macho Man was huge. I mean, hell, he was the Slim Jim commercial guy, and then Hulk Hogan is in the first one. I mean, I forgot how much shit Hulk Hogan has done. When you think about, like, remember that movie Mr. Nanny?
Oh yeah.
Until that first episode, I forgot about that movie. I was like, damn, I forgot about that fucking.
And then he had a reality show for a while, not too long ago.
He was in one of the 3 Ninja movies too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then he was in
I think he's got like Hogan's something that is the reality show. I can't remember.
Oh, with his whole family, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But he was in that sex tape a couple years ago too.
Mm.
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, supposedly he's just the same size as a thermos. So something to look into if you're curious, fellas.
I'm not very curious.
So,
I'll take your word on it.
So
I was more into, I guess, a little bit after those guys when I started, and I like Goldberg, man. Goldberg was the shit.
I actually met Goldberg one time.
Yeah.
In Lafayette.
Yes,
Sting was around.
Sting was my favorite wrestler back when he wore pink, man. When he was like the American wrestler. And, NWO Sting, no, I didn't. I mean, he was cool because he came down from like the ceiling and shit. But I'm talking about like the American Sting, man, that came out with red, white, and blue and ran in. But my favorite wrestler was Shawn Michaels. That dude would hit you with the suck it sign, stomp on the
DDP
ring,
was
and then
awesome,
kick
too.
you in the chin.
Oh, Diamond Dallas Page was this fucking shit too, man.
Diamond Dallas Page is now doing yoga for
Yeah.
like super
he does.
obese people. He's like,
Yeah, and like injured soldiers and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, he was on. I can't remember if he was on Joe Rogan or something like that later.
Yeah.
But I saw a podcast or something with him on it.
Looking like a bowed up Kid Rock.
Who's
Yeah,
that,
dude.
DDP?
Yeah, DDP's still in awesome shape, man. And he still like looks good, dude. Like he's still kind of, I guess he's kind of got like that older kind of build, you know, drooping muscle a little bit and everything. But I mean, the dude's still in really good shape.
Yeah, that whole weren't they all together with like what was it? Degeneration X? Weren't they all in Degeneration X?
I think so. I think DDP was right. I think that's where he kind of started out, wasn't it?
Steve Nash. Steve Nash? No, not Steve Nash. Kevin Nash. Steve Nash
Nash.
is a basketball player. X-Pac. Shawn Michaels.
Kevin Nash was the first one to beat Goldberg when Scott Hall hit him with the taser. I remember that.
Here's a little wrestling trivia for the real wrestling fans out there. Who was the first person to body slam Yokozuna?
I would probably say Hulk Hogan.
No.
Undertaker.
No.
Hulk Hogan was the first one to slam Andre the Giant. I remember that.
It was Luger. Lex Luger.
Lex Luger. Oh, the torture rack.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I just Googled him. He was actually a couple of years ago. Eric Bischoff, he was like the president of WCW, has a podcast. Well, I only know this because I watched that Dark Side of the Ring, but he looks pretty bad, man. Lex Luger looks pretty bad these days. You know how y'all was talking about DDP being sexy thick?
Mm-hmm.
He is not sexy thick. He is methly thin. My man is not looking good. But hey, and then that one time Undertaker chokeslammed Mankind through Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, that's pretty legit.
Anyway, so last week I talked about Sequester. Y'all remember that shit I was telling y'all about that fight? So I checked it out. There ain't no. It was cool. It's cool if you're playing it. It's not something you want to watch.
Not super.
Not something I want to watch.
Yeah.
Like the first 2 rounds you'd probably watch, but so the first round goes like this. They jump in a room, they say, "What y'all hear?" "I heard Brad." "Y'all heard Brad?" "I heard Morgan." "Why y'all heard Brad?" "Oh, he's boring. Morgan got a bad video." Then they just jump in the next room, you know. So it would be fun to play because you could hop in and out of rooms and just say some bullshit. Like, "Oh, yeah, Brad was just in that other room. He was saying Morgan's a bitch."
Yeah.
Or, you know, whoever's talking, you could just say their name like, "Oh, man," Jake saying, "Oh, yeah, I heard Greg." And then I could just say, "Oh, man, Greg's in there saying Jake." It would be really fun to play.
I don't know if it'd be better with complete strangers or a group of friends.
With a group of friends, though, I think it would get too weird. But
yeah,
with a group of strangers that you just put 5 people who don't know shit about each other in the same room and they just got to choose somebody to eliminate.
Yeah.
So why y'all think Kevin? Man, Kevin, his eyebrows is looking weird as hell, dog. I just can't look at him for the next 5 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
We got to get him out now.
Be like, man, I've known this dude since I was a kid. He's not acting himself right now. It's got to be him.
Yeah.
That's what I'd be throwing everybody on the bus like I've known him since childhood.
Yeah, the way he's rolling his R's right now, I just ain't going to be able to deal with that. So we just got to get him out of here. Really ain't working for me, you know. So did y'all hear, first time in 20 years, the gathering of the Juggalos is going to be canceled?
I did read something about that.
So I don't know if y'all big Juggalos or not. Jake, you kind of look like a Juggalo.
I listened to him a little bit a long time ago.
Yeah.
My brother listened to him a lot more.
Yeah. Your brother kind of looks like a Juggalo. Looks a lot like a Juggalo, actually. I'm all about that Coca-Cola.
Yeah. I don't know, them Fagos used to be 79 cents, bro, or something like that. They was cheap.
So anyway, they posted this article about even the insane. It was all about canceling it for, you know, our crisis going on, but they were saying even the Insane Clown Posse is not insane enough to host the gathering of the Juggalos or whatever. And they said a direct tweet from Insane Clown Posse said that risking one Juggalo life simply wasn't worth it. And then from there, so the article goes on to make it seem like the Juggalos are doing this great thing, which they are. I think they really are, but then they go on to say that they're just dirty people who don't care about hygiene, and they're kind of surprised by it. But do you know how many people was at the gathering of the Juggalos last year?
I'd imagine it's a lot.
Just take a guess.
100,000.
3 at
No.
least.
20,000. 100,000 was insane. 20,000. I have never liked ICP's music ever. Like I've heard it and I've just thought it was bad rap. Like I don't know, it's just not for me. But I did a little bit of research on their fan base because that's a huge following, man, to listen to bad rap. That I think bad rap. I know everybody's not going to agree with me. Anyway, but supposedly you go to these places and they have like these unwritten rules that they constantly self-police themselves. So I read this thing from this waitress. She works across the street from this big venue. She says that the Juggalos are like the best people. Justin Bieber fans come in and Ariana Grande fans and all these other teen pop fans come in and they don't tip. They leave it a mess, and the Juggalos come in and they help them bust tables and help them. They leave tips, and it really changes the way you think. Well, the way, I guess I just always stereotyped them, but, from just reading the article, that's kind of how it made it seem,
I imagine most of those groups with like the cult followings like that, they travel so much and they deal with keeping a hotel room clean and tipping out waitresses and stuff like that. So more than like for somebody's first time going to Justin Bieber's concert, probably gonna get super drunk and then not really care about tipping or anything else.
Yeah, no, and you're right. But you're right about that. But do you know how much music ICP has put out? Like, they have put out an insane amount of music. Like, they're just constantly putting out music. I mean, I think I can probably name one song. Actually, I can't even tell you the name of it. I mean, they just put out a lot of music, and they keep their stuff cheap. I've heard that they go set up live gigs for, like, themselves. Like, they actually go set up. So, it's cool that they do stuff like that for their fans, and, more power to them. If people like them and they follow them, and also they spray people down with Faygo, diet Faygo, so they don't get sticky. That was like a big thing. They said, yeah, they spray you down with Faygo. That's what somebody said, and another person was like, yeah, but it's diet, so you're not all sticky.
That's pretty considerate of them.
How thoughtful.
Yeah, but then when you think about it, but their little man is a dude running around with a hatchet. So.
Yeah, I guess the ICP rappers actually wrestled too.
I remember that. Yeah.
Damn. Who they wrestled?
I don't know, but that was a pretty ironic.
If I remember right, I think it was Gold Dust. I think they got into a little argument with Gold Dust or something.
Oh shit! Can I get a hell yeah? Gold Dust, he was the worst wrestler. He'd come in like this and like. So Jake, CPT with the National Exercise Trainers Association.
Yes, sir.
So working at a gym.
Yep.
And
working the gym.
That's probably not going too well right now.
No, training in my carport right now. A few of them anyway. Not all of them.
Yeah.
I'd rather not get old people sick, so I'm not training any elderly right now.
Do you work directly for the gym, or are you kind of contract?
Contract. They pay their memberships.
Pay them any kind of?
No, I get a free membership because they pay me. The money comes through them though. They pay.
Okay, so you get an actual paycheck from them.
Yes.
So how are you staying in shape at home?
Right now, all I'm doing is working with a couple kettlebells, some resistance bands, and a suitcase. I can put whatever I put in a suitcase is how I raise my weight. I take it out when I need to lower it. You can do anything with it, really. Anything you could do with a barbell. You can, or a dumbbell. You can use it as a dumbbell.
Fill that bitch up with canned goods.
That's it. I got a bunch of rocks I fill it up with.
Yeah, that's smart.
You can even put stuff in just fill up a book sack with a bunch of textbooks and do squats. That's back squats right there.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm sure a lot of people staying at home aren't getting it. I mean, I'm sure everybody's not getting the exercise they need. And plus the people who are used to being at the gym, probably aren't. Maybe some of them are thinking of stuff like that, but I'm sure a lot of them aren't.
It's more of a struggle for me, not for thinking of things to do, but actually getting motivated inside my house.
That's what I was going to say. It's hard to motivate yourself to get up and go to the gym, and then turn around and have to basically create your own equipment. It's going to take a little bit more.
I have to actually go outside to get motivated. I cannot get motivated inside my house. I go outside to work out.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I go outside and say, it's fucking hot. I'll walk back in.
Yeah, it's a little more decent weather up here for summertime where I'm at. Not much, but a little.
Yeah. So
But,
do some suitcase squats, got a kettlebell.
yeah, kettlebells where it's at, man. It's forcing me to think outside the box, do some things I've never done, practice some movements that I've not done in a very long time, snatches, cleans, same things of that nature.
Are you staying in contact with clients
Yes.
on the phone, telephone? That's cool. At least that's the
Text message, yeah.
yeah. Anything you can do, yeah, for sure. Because I'm
Yeah.
sure they're probably not having a good time just sitting at home.
I know I'm not,
Have you
but if
thought
it
about
wasn't,
like starting a private practice or anything?
I'm in nursing school. That's what I'm mainly focusing on right now. I'm definitely probably going to stay training the client. My clients that I'm training at my house actually like it more than being at the gym. So
Well, that's cool.
we'll probably keep doing that, and that's a cash business. Shh.
Hell yeah.
Right.
And it might be more comfortable. I mean, it might be more comfortable one on one at somebody's house than, at the gym, especially, we don't know what gym you're at, but if it's a busy gym, some people are intimidated going to a gym that's busy if they're not in the best shape. Because sometimes you walk into a gym where people's been working out and they're in good shape, and you see all these people, and you see somebody doing sprints on a treadmill and you can barely walk. You say, shit, I got to get out of here. I ain't coming
Yep.
in here looking like no scrub. Where really, that's not the attitude that you should have. You should be like, hell, I got to get up. I got to be able to do that one day.
Yeah.
I
And a
already
decent,
know I can go in the gym and do that shit me. So that's why I don't. That's why I don't go,
yeah.
because I already know
And
I don't. I ain't trying to intimidate nobody.
in a
So
decent gym, they'll actually lift you up. But in some that, I mean, it's according to you can kind of tell by what kind of gym it is. You know what I'm saying? If it's a bodybuilding and gym, then they're usually pretty nice people.
Yeah, I mean, some of them are the ones that are owned by like bodybuilders and stuff, and that's like what they kind of cater to. I mean, an older person that's going and just trying to stay in decent shape and stay healthy is probably not going to feel that comfortable there. I know I did a lot of, we called it commander's PT in the military, in the Air Force, and basically it's the people that are failing their tests on the verge of getting kicked out for failing their PT test, their annual PT test. They go through that. It's just a little bit of extra training to try to get them caught back up so they continue to pass and stay in. But I mean, most of them, it's more, they can do curls and stuff like that they're used to doing every time they go to the gym or whatever that they've been doing for years. But learn it, like actually performing like a new workout is where people get super uncomfortable, that they're going to look stupid or they're going to not do it correct, or even, I guess, I mean, to the extreme is like that they're worried that they might get hurt for not having good form or whatever. But
I would always suggest getting a personal. If you don't have any idea what you're doing, definitely get a personal trainer for at least a 6 to 12 sessions. It'll be
I don't
worth
know,
it in the
most
long
like
run.
new memberships and stuff at most gyms, you get a really good deal on like a period with a physical trainer.
Yeah. Most
no,
fitness clubs, you do for sure. Not, I mean,
Right.
if like, yeah, they'll at least show you how to use the equipment. I don't know if you
Oh
get
yeah.
sessions, but
no, I
I
agree with
think
that.
most
If
of
you don't know how to work out, you should. I mean, a personal trainer is probably your best friend just for form, man. Even if the worst
yeah,
case scenario, proper form is the
yeah.
best thing you can have. And like Chat was saying, I was just joking about being, a lot of people are uncomfortable in the gym, but most people in the gym are really supportive. I mean, it's just a stereotype of lunkheads, being
Well, it's in your own head.
douchebags. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is in your
You
own
assume
head.
that everybody in the
Exactly.
gym's gonna be a douchebag, but in reality, everybody's super, super nice and super informative. But that's also a reason why you should get a trainer, is because everybody in the gym knows everything about the gym if you ask them.
there's a lot of bro science in the gym.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And what's
but
cheaper, personal trainer or back surgery? That's
Right,
I
right.
I
mean,
don't know, man. I could find you a cheap back surgery. Come on over to,
go to
Yeah,
yeah,
Thailand.
I hook you up right here. I
yeah.
cut which vertebrae you need. One through what? How many you got? 1 through 30? Give me a number.
You got 9 in your neck and 5 in your lumbrum. I don't really remember how many's in your thoracic.
Yeah, 3 or something.
No, it's got the
I
most, I
think I
think.
think it goes by the size of your neck. So if you got a 3-inch neck, you got 3. If you got a 5-inch neck, you got 5.
Uh,
I think it goes what was it? Projector for the win.
That's right. Projected for the win.
So what about some people won't even exercise, so but at least get moving around, maybe some yoga,
Yoga's good.
extreme
I know I could use
stretching.
more yoga.
Man,
Extreme.
yoga's tough, dude. I'll give people shit about yoga, but it is tough. That is
It's
no
not
joke.
easy for sure. One of the most sore my upper traps have ever been was from yoga.
Yeah, I used to really like stretching, man. I used to really like to just sit around and stretch. Now I just like to sit around and do nothing, but I really did. I used to really enjoy stretching before I'd work out. And I know a lot of people really don't.
I like stretching after I work out
That's,
once I've gotten tightened up and sore and everything. And
I used to
that's
do
when you should always
both.
stretch.
Yeah, I used to do
but
both.
I struggle. Yeah, I struggle to force myself to do it before.
It's actually pretty dangerous to stretch a cold muscle. You want to do it after.
Yeah.
That's when you tear something.
But
When you
you
stretch.
still kind of want to warm it up, right? Like
Yeah,
if you're
warm
gonna
it
do
up,
chest
but
or
not.
something, you grab like a lightweight and just kind
Yeah,
of
definitely.
loosen everything up. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just do lighter weight on the movement that you're gonna do. Is what I would do.
Yeah, I got my CPT in the Hard Knocks. The school of cold stretching muscles.
Yeah.
So, but no, I really did. Like I used to just stretch. Like if I drink a pre-workout, I would just kind of just stretch until I was ready to
Kicked
go.
in.
Yeah,
Till it felt like your hair was growing.
you know, go to go to the gym. Stretch, look around. You know what I'm saying? Check out the scenery. I'm sure people staying at home doing a lot of healthy eating.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you this. My wife, as soon as we heard about quarantine, my wife went to the grocery store, stocked up on snacks for the whole lockdown. We've d- we've done that
You gotta
every
imagine.
week.
Yeah. You following any kind of special diet, Bernard?
Oh, reducitarian, man. I'm trying to, I eat way less meat, but
Yeah.
besides that,
Y'all eat really healthy.
we do. My wife doesn't have to eat meat at all. So if we do eat meat, it's most of the time because I cook it. And if she does cook meat, it's not going to be red meat. It's going to be chicken or turkey, tofu. That's a meat in this house.
I'm like
I'm
Vic.
gonna let y'all know right now.
Quarantine, I'm out of snacks.
Yeah, that's it.
I got nobody to regulate me over here. I don't have a wife to yell at me and
I do plant based for the most part as well, and I find that it gives me more energy for sure.
Yeah, and I did plant based at the beginning of this year. Actually, well, I mean, we talked about
Yeah.
it, but I did plant based at the beginning of this year for about 3 weeks hardcore, and it was pretty good, man. I like plant based, but every once in a while, if
Yeah.
you grew up eating meat, you gotta want meat. If you're not doing it for personal reasons, like me, I don't care about it. Like I'm not knocking on your door and asking you for Peter reasons, and
Yeah.
I don't
It's
care
not
about.
philosophical.
Yeah, it's definitely not philosophical for me. So I'm just
well,
doing it.
I don't know much about it. I hadn't done any kind of research into the science of it or anything, but I know Joe Rogan and a couple of those other guys, man, they swear up and down about the carnivore diet. That's
Hey,
all they eat is meat.
I've done the carnivore diet too, man, and it's just so bad for. I mean, me personally,
For you, your
yeah,
situation, right? I can
yeah. I
imagine
mean, the
for
blood
sure.
work, the blood work from when some people do it. I get my blood work done every 6 months, so I see like what's happening in my
Right.
blood, and my cholesterol is the
Cholesterol.
highest
Yeah.
it's ever been with the
Oh yeah.
carnivore diet. So to each his own. I mean, if it works for you, great. Because I do know, like, and Jake, correct me if I'm wrong, because you're the expert in this conversation.
I
But
don't know about that,
in this conversation,
but yeah.
Greg, Greg's pretty good about nutrition too. I mean, I think he eats about 16 square meals a day.
Yep.
He just said he's an unregulated free agent.
Right.
Just joking, Greg. I have read that the carnivore diet, the energy levels are great. Like it's just a normal
Right.
level energy rate. Like no ups and downs. Just you wake up in the morning good and you go to sleep about the same level and you just carry that. So
Wouldn't you think it would be more bursty?
I
I
don't
feel like
know.
I'd feel like I'd be bloated more because
Yeah,
it
that
takes meat way longer to digest. That's
Yeah.
why you see like big cats like tigers and stuff. Their digestive tract is not even close to being the length of ours because
Right.
I mean,
But
they
that's
want
what
to
I'm
get it
talking
in and
about.
out.
They're probably on the lazier side majority of the day, but as far as a short burst of energy, I don't know what animals have a better burst than carnivores.
well the thing I think the energy comes from lack of carbohydrates. So like the protein, and I'm not a scientist, but I'm going to pretend like I'm one. I do know that the protein somewhere turns into sugar or process or something like that. It ends up being the sugars like something. So it like produces a level energy throughout the day. Whereas if you eat sugar, like a candy bar, the energy's there now. Right?
Protein can turn into glucose. It just takes a lot more to do it.
Right. You
than
know,
it
You're
does for
basically
carbohydrate.
adding more steps into the process.
yeah, if I go to a restaurant and I eat a 30-ounce steak, I mean, my blood sugar's going through the roof.
Yeah.
You know, even if I don't take any insulin, and I don't even have to eat any carbs. Like if I just eat that meat, you know, because eventually it's going to turn it into a sugar.
Yeah. It's hard to find the truth about diets, man. That's
I
why
think
I thought about going at least to like online school somewhere and taking at least some entry level dietitian classes and stuff because I mean everybody says that every single diet is the best diet in the world and they're in the best shape of their life and everything else. It's just like a selling point for them and you never really know what to believe, you know.
man,
Whichever diet's the best is the one that works for you.
yeah,
Exactly. Whichever one you can moderate with and continue working out and have the energy to do and burn. So,
yeah, you have to like it. If it works for you and you enjoy the diet and you can live with that diet, then great. If it whether it's vegan or keto, I
mhm.
mean anything, as long
If
as
it fits your macros,
if you feel
Yep.
nothing
good.
very popular.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, that's all that really matters is macro.
Yeah, I'm fortunate. I never watch what I eat. I eat terrible 9 times out of 10, and I don't gain a pound for now. Yeah, we'll see how much longer it lasts. No, I'm fortunate in that aspect. Like I have to really go out of my way to gain weight. I'll lose weight before I gain weight.
Yeah, intermittent
I do.
fasting.
Yeah, I
That's
do, and I do add in. I'm an intermittent faster myself, so I'm big on that. Lowers your sugar levels and everything else.
Hmm.
yeah. As soon as I wake up in the morning, I pound me a bang, and then I'm off to the races.
Hmm.
So
Got the bang on delivery.
don't eat till dinner time. I am the epitome of health right here.
Coffee,
But
scotch, and water. That's the only things I drink.
damn, you drink. My man drinks his bang hot.
Saves time.
So, what would you consider like for people that don't have an abundance of time to set aside, just a real quick bare bones workout that they can do at the house, that just keep get them going?
I would definitely look into Tabatas. Tabatas is the type of workout you can do anything with it. You can do any body weight movement with it. You can do sprints with it. What you do is you do 20 seconds of all out work with 10 seconds rest, and you do that for 4 minutes. And if you do it right, I promise you, 4 minutes is all you'll need.
That's
If you
awesome.
give it everything you got for 20 seconds, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, in 4 minutes you'll be burnt.
And it's just 4 minutes a day. Like that's it.
Yep,
Just four
that's it.
minutes.
4 minutes.
Hey, you could do that. You could literally do that like before you go take a shower. Like you could literally put your water running, and before it gets hot, just be done with your workout and take a shower,
Yep.
and then be turning that shit to cold.
Yep.
I thought I wanted it hot, but hell no. Nah.
It's called Tabatas. It's an Asian dude that invented it. He invented it actually for the speed skaters, and he's
Oh
saying
wow.
that the speed skaters would get better when they would do when they train 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, and that's how he developed it.
Yeah,
Huh.
I imagine it's probably still like any other kind of workout where once your body kind of starts plateauing, you probably change those
Just
timings up
change
just a hair and change your
just
reps and stuff a little
change
bit.
the workout. Yeah, it's not it's as many reps as possible in the amount of time. It's
Oh, okay.
you can
Of
just
course.
as you get stronger, you'll be doing more reps, and you can make the workout harder. Do elevated push-ups
Yeah.
instead of regular push-ups.
And it just consistently stays 4 minutes. Always 4 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
You can do two different exercises for 8 minutes if you want. It's according to what kind of shape you're in.
Okay, I was just thinking. So I was thinking that the exercises keeps getting harder. You stay doing as many as you want, but it always stays 4 minutes. But
You,
you can go
4 minutes.
longer. Like if you
Yeah,
feel
you
like
can.
doing the same shit for 10 minutes.
Yeah, but if you do it right, 4 minutes is all you're going to need. If you do all out as hard as you can for the 4 minutes, you will be tired.
Right, but so say you do all out for 4 minutes. Let's just say 50 pounds. Okay, let's just do it with pounds.
All right.
Just don't even think about exercise. But say you do 50 pounds all out for 4 minutes. Would it be better to do 50 pounds all out for 5 minutes or would it be better to do 60 pounds all out for 4 minutes?
I would raise the weight personally. In
Yeah.
my personal opinion.
Yeah.
Probably do both. Do one for a while. I mean, your body gets used to, like, I know when I was working out a lot, everybody gets used to the 3 sets of 10, man. And then you like swap over and do 2 sets of 15. You'll be amazed lifting the same weight. Your body just shuts down at 10 reps. And those last 5 reps seem impossible.
Yeah, but no, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about always going up. But there's just a different way to go up in this. What he's talking about, like,
yeah.
so do
That's
you
what I'm saying.
always go up
So-
in weight and keep the same time, or do you? But you're saying like alternate it, like go 60 pounds for 4 minutes, and then do 60 pounds for 5 minutes, and then maybe go to 70 pounds for 5 minutes. And I mean, I
That
don't know.
probably
I'm
also
just
depends
asking. I
It
don't know.
depends on what you're trying to do too. I mean, if you're trying to bulk up a little bit, you probably need to raise the weight. If you're trying to tone up instead, then you probably would want to do more reps, less weight.
Yeah. I mean, just staying in shape. I mean, because you eventually got to hit a plateau where you,
Oh,
you know, 50 pounds in 4 minutes really don't feel like working out anymore, and you got to do something. Oh, real quick, because I seen this earlier in chat, and I want to know too. So, what about what I want to know? What is functional patterns?
It's just lifting and where your body is better. Like the everyday movements that you do when you're not lifting weight, it makes you better at that lifting in that manner. Snatches, cleans are really good for that.
So,
Loaded carries.
It's stuff that you would use in every day.
yeah.
Like you're probably not going to be curling hundreds of pounds, but you
Yeah.
probably strengthen your back and do like some deadlifts and stuff because you would be doing more picking up objects than
Full body
curling
strength. A
out.
lot of core exercise. I mean, it strengthens your core a lot, which is what I'm doing with the kettlebells. Are really good for. Are very good for functional.
Have you ever seen those guys that start out like laying down with the kettlebell and
Turkish get-ups?
yeah, like
Yeah.
stuff like that,
do-
man. That's insane.
I do
That's-
those. My clients do those.
I do about 10 reps of those, and then I need to call it a day and get in the shower.
They're not easy for sure.
Turkish get-ups.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it, you need to check it out, man. It's literally like the whole process is like you have one arm and you're holding the kettlebell with one arm, and you pretty much have it straight up in the air the whole time, and you go from like laying on your back. Well, you go from weight down, laying on your back. The weight goes up and then it stays up the whole process of you standing up on your feet. So every muscle they would take from you going from laying down on the ground to standing up on your feet without having one of your limbs to to help you.
I do a lot of unilateral movements as well, which is you do one side of your body at a time. So and it builds a lot of core strength because you have to balance it. So you're doing even just an overhead press one arm at a time. You're having to brace your core to stay straight instead of so you don't do this. You're using all core to keep your body straight. So it's a lot of
Yeah, those
the concept is doing like negatives and stuff like that.
Yeah, those seem like to me those core exercises like that seem really good. Like, the ones where you got to stay stable.
It's my favorite. It's what I do.
That's that flex, dog. That's that flex. That's what the fans. That's what the fans ask for.
There for you, Alex.
Yeah, make that blow that shit up, dog. Blow it up.
Yeah.
Make it look like Lex Luger in his prime
Mhm.
when he slammed Yoko. Don't make it look now, though. I don't want that heroin chic, dog. I want that.
Mhm.
I want that sexy thick, like my man DDP. Make it
Yeah.
look real, but make it look like it was good at one time. You know what I'm saying? Toby Keith said it best when he said, "I ain't as good as I once was."
I'm as good once as I ever was.
I wasn't even gonna say the rest because I don't even need that part.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I just ain't as good as I once was. Shit. All right, guys. Thanks so much. Y'all have a good one.